all over the country, but they are here tonight in Denver to talk about Lone Tree Arts Center's production of Fences. So please welcome the cast of Fences from Lone Tree Arts Center. Hi guys, how are you?
Hey, what's up, man?
Will you guys just start by introducing yourselves and kind of who you play in the show? Why don't we start with Leonard?
My name is Leonard Earl Howes, and I played Bono.
And my name is Esau Pritchett, and I play Troy Maxon. We are best friends in the show.
Best friends.
And I am Jalon Shahada Hill, and I play Rose. And this is my man.
So just take a quick minute and talk about Fences, because there might still be some people that don't know about it, even though it's a beautiful piece of work and turned into a movie a couple years ago. But just kind of talk about what is Fences.
Yeah. You want to lead us off, Leonard?
Fences, written by August Wilson, one of our only great African-American playwrights of this century. And it is a play that is part of his cycle of plays that he wrote, kind of chronicling, I want to say, early 1900s.
Well, 20th century.
20th century, yeah, throughout. And Fences takes place we open up in 57, and it spans through 1965. I'll tag you in.
Yeah. It's essentially a story about a family, an urban family in Pittsburgh. And I play Troy Maxon. Troy Maxon is an ex-player for the Negro Baseball League. And the lore is that my character was so good that if he had had an opportunity at that time, he could have been a Major League Baseball player. But as it turns out, because of the social aspects of the time, he was unable to. And it's really a drama surrounding him and his family. We talk about a lot about the confinement of these particular characters, these black folks in America at that time. Some of the dreams deferred, as Langston Hughes would put it. But it's really just basically an American family drama, essentially. Yeah. It's kind of hard to describe. There's so much that happens in the show.
Yeah.
What's it like to get to do a show like this? That is hard to describe because it's so impactful and so emotional. Julian, why don't we start with you?
Well, it's fun. I'll start with that, and a lot of hard work, but it's a lot of learning because it takes place, in these 10 years, and there's so many things that happen in America during that time that are, and the culturally specific things that go on with this black family. So I find it's learning, learning, just really great to dig into the history.
Anything you guys want to add about what's just like doing this show, especially after just coming off a lot of Oscar wins with movie production of it? What's it like kind of getting to play these characters?
Yeah, it's interesting, man. I have to be honest. I have not seen the film.
Okay.
For my money, August Wilson is a brilliant American playwright. And I understand the convention of taking this play and turning it into a screenplay. It definitely gives it a higher profile for more people to see. But kind of coming from the theater and having experienced, the Fences and many different plays, for me, it's just a different kind of animal when you're at a live performance. You breathe in the same air, you're sharing the same energy. So even those folks who may have seen the film version of it, I would challenge their sensibilities and tell them that even if they've seen the film version, they've not seen the play. And even though it's the same thing, it isn't. It's, this communal experience that we have in the theater is something that is unique to what it is that we do.
There's nothing like live theater, just as we are sitting here filming, someone will watch it, but the folks that are here in the room are getting another experience being here with us, and that's what you receive. And then the design that we have by our senior designer, Ed Hayes. I think I'm pronouncing his last name wrong, but the set, it was called Ed, the set that they've designed and to bring you into this world is magnificent,
What would you guys say makes August Wilson such a great playwright? What are some of those elements that just attracts you to him?
I would say for me,
Language.
Yeah, language. One of my markers for a really good writer in general, especially as an actor, is that if I am able to get into the script and the words come out of my mouth and they come out quite naturally, it's not something I have to finesse, then I recognize that this particular writer or playwright understands the world that he or she is writing about. And it's clear that August understands this world.
Yeah.
And because I'm, a little bit close to it myself, some of these folks, some of these characters in this play, I know these people. These are people from home. These are some people in the family.
Yeah.
And you recognize immediately that August was around these folks and he knew them very well. So from that standpoint, it makes it fairly easy because you don't have to work on finessing or creating something that has great depth because it's already there.
It's there. All this extra subtext, it's
Yeah,
there.
it's there. It's all
and
there.
everything is deliberate and on purpose, It's-
And he, within him writing about the black culture experience, he's also writing about the human experience.
Sure, absolutely.
And that's why we encourage folks to come because it transcends. So even though you are getting a peek into the life in that way, there's also things that you relate to, just as a human being.
Yeah. I want to talk about you guys for a minute. As the actors, I think you all have some pretty amazing credits on your resumes before coming. Leonard, let's start with you. You're on Kevin Can Wait.
Yes.
Correct. So talk about the experience doing that show and doing TV versus.
Well, working is a blessing.
Say it. Amen.
And getting to work with someone with the talent of Kevin James, who's our lead there, is awesome.
Yeah.
We have a great time. It's a fun set.
Yeah.
And bringing just some lighthearted comedy into people's homes these days. So yeah, I play Goody.
Goody.
His good friend. Yeah.
Very cool. And then Issa, you won a Drama Desk Award in LA a couple years ago, correct?
I was nominated.
Nominated.
For, yeah,
Yeah.
just recently, yeah.
Talk about that role a little bit more and what that was for.
Yeah, this was August Wilson again. This was King Hedley. And like Leonard talked about before, August essentially wrote what we call the century cycle, and he wrote a play that for him represented, in a general way, the black experience for each decade of the 20th century. So this one was set in the early 80s. I played a character, King Hedley, troubled young man who had served, I think, like 7 years in prison for kind of a crime that he committed, but in that culture he kind of had to, because if he didn't, his life was in danger. So again, it was a really, really heavy piece. Unlike Leonard here, I don't get cast too much into lighthearted comedy. I don't know why, but yeah. But yeah, I was lucky enough, man. We had a really good production out in LA. It was my first time working there. I'm based in New York, and really, really proud of that show. We were nominated. I was nominated for Best Lead. We had Ella Joyce, who was nominated for Best Supporting, Best Ensemble, and Best Scenic Design. Yeah, so we didn't walk away with any awards, but we were all nominated. It was an honor to be nominated. Yeah.
And then Julan, you were on Barbershop 2, if I'm not mistaken.
I was on Barbershop.
Yeah.
With this guy.
You guys are back together again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is a long journey.
Yeah.
He and I. Yeah.
Very cool.
Since-
What was that experience like, getting to be on?
It was great.
Yeah.
You're on a set with your best friend. It's a fun time. It's lighthearted and funny, and so it's a good time. I mean, it's always good to be working, as
Amen.
Leonard
Yeah.
would say. But I love the theater.
Now, they're telling me to wrap up, but I can't let you guys go before I ask this question because I feel like it's so timely. Of just this piece, I feel like it's such a strong piece in our current political climate.
Sure.
What is it like getting to perform this piece now and kind of show these stories in today's age, which I would argue is different than when it was written?
Sure.
Although it's still a modern piece, it feels different now, I would say. So what's that like to get to do it today?
I mean, I think it's the most important part of what we are able to do and we can do as artists.
Yeah.
Just like you talked about, the kind of strained political atmosphere that we're in, for us to be able to get up and tell this particular story about this just, not very unique American family, just the experience of this singular American family. And the thing I love about it is that it's not sanitized in some degree where everybody's supposed to be perfect and we're trying to sell you some kind of utopia situation. No, we're dealing with real human beings.
All of
They-
these characters are beautifully flawed.
Beautifully flawed. Great way to put it, yeah.
Well, thank you guys all for coming down today.
You're
We can't
welcome,
wait
man.
to see
Thank you.
Fences.
Thanks
yeah.
for having us.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thank
having
you.
us.
Well, before we go,
Oh, no.
Lone Tree Arts Center,
Yes.
April 4th through
April
the 21st.
4th through the 21st.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love
Come
to have
check
you
us
come
out.
out. Yeah.
Perfect. Yep. Be sure to check out Fences at Lone Tree Arts Center playing April 4th. And stick around for our interview with Mark Stevens coming up next.